Before our last topic for the night, we're in charge of the PSS approved this week because we're the two that know the most about it. And we didn't do it justice when it was actually announced, so it only felt right to do it now. But JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, one more again. They get in part 7, Steel Ball Run. Widely regarded by most of the JoJo community as one of the best overall stories in JoJo. One I which I would agree with having read it. You know, it's basically JoJo's version of Around the World in 80 Days, with just Araki's trademark. Man, that's an Araki character. It's essentially when it comes to this new universe. So S rank, based on what you know about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, what you know about like the rebooted universe, where now we're getting introduced to another Jonathan and another Caesar, essentially. What are your thoughts about horseback and the Wild Wild West, and like how do you feel like this was just a natural progression of all things JoJo?
It's definitely an unpredictable setting.
For sure.
That's one. I do miss the Fist of the North Star inspired characters.
Mhm. I mean,
Uh, I
they're kind of there, but
Yeah,
in a different way.
yeah, I miss that aesthetic as far as the physique.
Mm,
Because it just made things more hilarious to me, man.
yeah.
Um, versus Zoolander, Araki style inspired. um, Now I don't know much about Steel Ball Run. I kind of kept myself away from it because
Mhm.
that's the best part of a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure story is because it's a bizarre adventure
Yeah.
and the things that you would think would not be possible in this world are absolutely possible, and it makes 100%
Yeah, and it's
sense.
explained perfectly. It's the weirdest thing, bro. It's the
And
strangest
and
thing.
that's what I love, man. I love watching Polnareff going to the barber shop, right? And the barber, is giving him a nice shave, and it happens to be the Anubis blade. And in that, I love when the camera pans out. Yeah, man, I'm ready to give you the haircut you always wanted. And the I love that the characters stating the obvious. I'll give you a real close shave. I love it, man.
Mm.
I love the fact that I could read a letter and a 1911 Smith just show up to shoot. I love it. I love the fact, dog, that I could get a whole bunch of knives thrown at me while time is frozen, get hit with it, survive because I decided to collect a couple of magazines from. I love it. I love the fact that I love
It's
the.
it's making me laugh. Not to completely cut you off, but it makes me think of even in part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable, where Jotaro and uh, Koichi show up to the tailor shop, and it's like one of the most dramatic things in the world is this Kira reaching for his coat from behind the closet, and you're seeing the little lines of like he came back. It's just like, bro, this makes no sense, but
Dog,
it makes all the sense. Like it's never been more tense of him reaching for the coat.
dog. It's it's journal. No, it's Mista, Arbacchio, and what's his other name with the plane pilot?
Narancia.
Narancha reading that letter and then stomping the dude out.
And Abakio takes a little.
It takes a little dog. It's oh my gosh, man. It's just one of those things to where you just have to. Okay, I'll give you another one. It's the prison. It's I'm in locked behind bars, and then everybody just starts to get on 10. This
Mhm.
starts to dial up. The police guard starts to go, hey man, pretty good joke. I hope you make it. And he literally trips him so he can hit his face on the spike that's sticking out of the wood. that's what I love about this, and I want to see more of. Right? It's
I will say, out of my many years of reading manga and consuming anime, this next to the Four Kids introduction of One Piece was the biggest 180 for what I ended up watching. Because I remember, because again, JoJo is old. JoJo is from the Dragon Ball era, the Yu-Gi-Oh era. Like, it's been around for a long time. It just didn't get animated until much later. And it's like, I just remember through the years of like seeing JoJo, of like, yeah, I know the whole punch panels and things like that. But I'm like, man, these dudes are making some very sus poses. This looks crazy out of context. Like, just the way they, like, but then when you watch him, like, it's actually one of the most masculine things ever, which makes it even crazier of like, when you're seeing clips, you're like, it doesn't make sense, but I promise you, when you watch it, it makes all the sense in the world.
I gotta go back and I love the fact that you got me around town doing all these errands, acting as a doormat or a rug, and I'm taking out my pen and pad to write my receipt so I could give you that Tekken combo that you so deserve.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, man. I love the fact that I told you that my name was Joe Tabo. Not Joe Tabo, but my name was not Cujo, but Kuro. And
Yeah.
then you got my last name right, but I never told you that was my last name. How did you know that was my last name, old lady? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I love the fact that, you know, I'm looking for a man with two right hands.
Mm.
And his mom has two right hands as well.
Yeah. or
Man,
or like, I can't explain to you why watching Josuke ride a motorcycle as a pair of invisible feet chase him is one of the most hype things ever, but it is. That's all I can say. And if those feet touch him, it's over. Like, what do you mean? Like, if those feet touch him, it's over.
or 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 I'm climbing up a mount. I'm going into a I'm in a train, and in this train, there's somebody whose stand is proving to be a lot more deadlier than I have ever anticipated. And we have to take him out with my four bullets that aren't numbered in sequential order because I have a phobia of the number four. Oh, man, that's what I need. That's what I need, man. That's what I
I'm
need.
sure that anybody who's watching this or listening to this right now who had never watched JoJo, like, what are they talking about? I was like, listen, I can't explain it to you. You just have to watch it. You
That's
have
what
to
I
watch
need.
it.
That's what I need, man.
Yeah.
That's what I need. I need the fact that you almost stood on my shadow, so I had to take you out and apologize after because that's
Yeah.
my principle. That's my principle. And as a leader, because I respect you so much and you're respected, I accept your apology and I apologize back because in the ancient days, we were the only three.
Hmm.
Now we
Hmm.
locked that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So,
Hey,
so for me, who was read part 7, I'm like, I'm excited to see how all of those plot points hit, especially with the timing, especially seeing how the villain is the president of the United States. I'm like, this is gonna be
the
amazing.
unforeseen president of the United States.
This is gonna be hilarious.
Same reason why Metal Gear Solid Rising is Metal Gear Rising is such a staple now.
Yeah, while all the memes are like classics now. Like, it all is like, well, given the state of events. But yeah, to me, I'm like, part 7. It's like, it's there is a part of me that's always gonna kind of like wish that Araki hadn't completely abandoned the original JoJo timeline. Like, it's because essentially Stone Ocean reboots everything, basically. Like, it creates like an alternate universe. And it's like, well, yeah, technically in the world that we knew, all of your favorite characters are dead, pretty much. So like, him kind of going in that way, like, always kind of set me off a little bit. I'm like, I get that 7 is in a separate, it's a different world essentially, starting like its own universe. But I'm like, I've never been a fan of like, oh, his name is Jonathan and his name is Jonathan too. He's just all, like, it's just like, for what?
Yeah, it's super confusing, right? Somebody
Yeah.
who wants to get into it. Um, yeah, like do it like Marvel. Like there's certain things you got to give American comics, Western comics praise for. And then some things I guess you can see where no, you got to read this issue of that, man. This storyline is, you
Right.
know,
Where they overdid it. Where you're just like,
where
I don't
they
know what the timeline is. What holds weight across these six different
what's
versions of the Batman story?
what's the difference between Marvel and Marvel Knights?
Yes. Yep.
What's
Yep.
the difference? Yeah, what's the difference between the Ultimate Spider-Man and Spider-Man? Why is he Ultimate now?
Right. Is he spectacular? Is he amazing?
Yeah,
Like
what's the difference between Imperfect Hulk and um the Ultratastic Fantastic Four? Like what's I
yeah.
don't know,
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I just think like it should, because to me, I'm like, I haven't read part 8. I'm not, or part 9. I think some of the plot premises, I was like, that's a little bit too weird, even for my taste. With some of the character things, but I just kind of feel like I'm like, it's just, again, it's amazing to see how long JoJo has lasted,
Mm.
and of course, there's gonna be memes like there is in every part. But I'm like, I just wonder how much longer it will continue to hold weight in everyone's eyes. Because it's like once the season is done, like things kind of get quiet. It doesn't really have like, there's not really any like popular video games or any like, like, there's nothing really that kind of keeps the JoJo brand alive unless a new anime is dropping.
And the thing is, I think his decisions that he made is like I don't know what's going on with uh JoJo's Bizarre Adventure now. I don't know if he's making a new season or anything
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
it's part 9 now.
And I don't know where part 9 is what it's gonna be about, or even if I'm gonna even like it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm hearing after Steel Ball Run, it's not as popular anymore. If
Because
I'm
it
saying,
because I think, to me, again, this is just my opinion. I think the what kind of worked with this reboot world with 7 started to kind of show the cracks in 8, where it's like 8 is loosely based, like it pulls elements from Diamonds Unbreakable. So it's like you're getting introduced to a different character named Josuke. So when you start to see characters like that, it's like, I like the original Josuke. Like it's you start to kind of like hit there. Whereas like with
okay,
Jonathan and Caesar, it's like it's a little bit more open because depending on who you talk to, a lot of people don't really like the first 2 parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like the most, I'm like, oh, just start with Stardust Crusaders. Start with Stardust Crusaders. It's like you can't start with Stardust Crusaders. You kind of have to.
I
You kind of
actually,
have to watch all of it.
I actually love Phantom. Phantom.
Phantom
What is?
Blood.
Yeah, I actually love Phantom
Mm.
Blood. I love Phantom Blood, and and like people are like, yo, Jonathan is such a Jonathan is such a flat character. I'm like, no, he's not. He's actually very deep. He wanted to beat the crap out
Mm-hmm.
of Dio. That was
Mm-hmm.
my favorite part of that season when they
Mm-hmm.
were acting like they were best friends.
Mm-hmm.
That was I'm like, yo, I can't stand this guy. Yo, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
He was very deep, man. Sacrificing his life, and then the way he went out was like, yo, bro, I think he's dope. I love that season. I didn't know where it was gonna go. Now you got the no Speedwagon Foundation. Oh no.
Yeah, I think it, again, I could be wrong. I think what it is, like when you see what JoJo, like when you see JoJo in like clips, pretty much, and you're seeing the stands and you're seeing this and all that, and you start from the beginning, and they're speaking in like old English, and it's like starting in the 1860s. You're just like, huh? Is this the same? It's like, yeah, it is. It is. It's a period piece, technically. Like I think that kind of throws people off. But I agree with you. I'm like, I don't think that the first 2 parts are bad at all,
I
and they're not
love
that
them
long.
all. Mm-hmm.
Like, especially Phantom Blood. Like Phantom Blood's like 10 episodes.
10
It's not
episodes,
even
and
that
then
long. Yeah,
it goes into Joseph.
Joseph's
Then it goes
story.
to Joseph's
Mm-hmm.
story, and which is like, yo, are they the same one?
Yeah.
Um, and then there's things that I would love to had seen with the Pillar Men, because like even though they don't exist, but the mask, what happened to the mask now? And the
Mm.
arrows that used to find somebody, what's going on with that? Does that ever get explained?
No, because it's a new universe now. So that's what I'm saying. There's certain elements that carry over. Like I think the stand arrow still exists in the universe, yeah, in the new universe. I think even the mask does too, but I think the mask does something different now. It doesn't turn them into vampires, if I
Mm,
remember correctly. But yeah, I don't know. Like I think it's interesting concepts. Like even the way, because I guess like slight spoiler for part 7, it's like they have a aspect of it where essentially, even though it's not a one for one, they have a corpse that's worth a lot because it's technically the corpse of Jesus. So each part of the body bestows a different like miraculous ability onto the person that's wielding it.
okay.
So it's not literally Jesus as we know, but it's like
Mm,
like his backstory aligns with the Jesus story, but
mm-hmm.
it's just called the corpse or like the holy something. Like I think like the holy
Okay.
corpse, and it's just
Okay.
like, huh, that's kind of odd. And then of course, in typical JoJo fashion, when it's explained, you're like, okay,
Okay.
like okay,
Okay.
So
All right. Well,
yeah, I am
it's,
kind of curious to see if the viewing audience is as receptive to it as the reading audience is, because I kind of feel like people who watched Stone Ocean liked it better than people who read Stone Ocean. Like even though it's probably not anyone's favorite JoJo part, I'm like I think the reception was generally better than when it was just in the manga form.
I think as long as they don't have record Ragnarok animation, they'll be fine.
Please, Netflix, please,
Yeah, because
please.
everybody picking up game on the. I'm seeing memes on this all the time, like,
Yeah,
and then you just got the lines moving in the background. I'm like, yo, this not working. Pokemon not even doing this no more. Y'all better
yeah.
step it up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, and that's how I feel. I'm excited, man. I hope there's characters that I like in there. I'm not really sold on the designs of the main characters.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping it's not just them and there's more of a gang. Well, that's one of my things I love about Stardust Crusaders, the cast. You know,
Yeah.
and I think that was the strongest. Just seeing everybody, utilize their stand in an effective way, and yeah, I just love that, man.
Hmm.
There were episodes where Kakyoin came out on top. There were episodes where Polnareff came on top, and so on and so forth, man. It was just, yeah.
Yeah. For me, what I remember of part 7, without spoiling anything, I do remember really enjoying the villains a lot.
Mm.
Like a lot of the encounters they have, I'm just like, wow, that was pretty good. And again, I think the main villain, the president, is like, bruh, is
So give me a list because my favorite is Kira. Kira,
uh
it's Kira, then Dio.
I would put Dio than Kira personally.
You put Dio, then Kira.
Yeah, because like even though Kira is a good villain, like if you look at the range of things Dio has done, bro,
I get you.
he's a
I get.
genius. He has
Yeah.
all the memes, like, and it's just like he's kind of cool. Like Kira's cool in his own way, but I'm like Dio was cool for 2 series in a row. Even his flashbacks are cool. Like like in part 6 is like when he's visiting what's his name the priest, um
Um, Poochie.
Poochie. Yeah, even when he's visiting Poochie, it's like there's something about Dio that's like it just he wastes no screen time. Pretty much is what I'll say. Like, so that's why he's my favorite. But I will pick. I mean, again, Kira's number 2, so like I'm not too far from what where you're
Man,
at.
Kira, to me, Kira was like, man, oh, what's that, dear? I hear you. Oh, son, how are you? Dog. Dog comes back
Yeah.
as you feel with the hair slicked
Hmm.
back as Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
I guess to me with Kira, the thing that kind of which it's his strength and his weakness in my opinion is like because he doesn't take fighting too seriously, except when he has to, he just didn't feel as threatening. Like
Yeah,
I'm like if Jotaro especially was to catch him slipping, it's over. He's done
got you.
for. But like
Yeah,
with
that's
Dio,
true.
I'm like, Dio, It could be a 6-on-1, and Dio might still like pull it off.
But you know, with Jotaro at that point, Jotaro was some like this is the guy that killed Dio. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Hmm.
what do you do with a guy like that? Yo, imagine you're at dueling school and Seto Kaiba shows up. You
Yeah.
losing that duel.
No, I get it, but like for example, but I look at it compared to like say for example Diavolo or Poochie once he got made in heaven. I'm like he was
Oh
giving
yeah,
Jotaro like
see where they messed up with Diavolo. That he was more menacing as the kingpin than he was when they revealed him.
yeah.
That's when he kind of lost all. When he was just
Honestly,
that shadowy figure
yeah. Honestly, the
behind the.
arc where they all switch bodies because of the Requiem stand, I'm like, to me, that devalued a little bit of Diavolo. Like that, and when he survived the whole fight with the guy who can control iron, I'm like, you should have died. Like, let's be like,
He should have. When I was like, yo, that should have been the boss.
yeah, I'm like, you're
Ma-
throwing up blades. You should be
Magneto,
dead. Yeah. Like,
Magneto, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Magneto, dog. Like,
yeah.
and he was hard, bro. Like his
Yeah.
design was fire. He had to like, that was crazy.
Yeah. So
No,
like,
that yeah.
so to me, I'm like, it would be Dio, Kira, probably Poochie, honestly.
Okay, yeah, Dio. No. For me, Kira, Dio, Pucci, Diavolo. But where would you put the
Cars.
yeah. No, oh, I forgot about I like cars. Dang, I like cars. Oh man, I can't believe I forgot about cars. Ah, okay,
Hmm.
okay. Kira, cars, Dio,
You put
Pucci.
cars over Dio?
Yeah, bro. I mean, Dio's a great villain.
I don't
All
even
right,
think Cars was the most interesting Pillarman. If we really want to go there,
yeah, it was Wamu.
it was Wamu.
Yeah, it was Wamu. Yeah, that. All right, okay. You making me think. You making me think. Hold up, no, you make me think.
Not saying Cars is like trash. I'm just saying like I think in terms of like
No, you right. You
overall,
right.
like it's like
No, you're right. You're right. That's true. That's true. You making me think, bro. You make me think. Cause I'm thinking about like, yo, this dude became the living entity. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He had all Infinity Stones. So,
Mm-hmm.
cause if he comes back, he'll be the most threatening thing ever.
Yeah, but that's why they like killed him off technically. You know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, again, like if you so for me, like I would probably put Cars before
Go ahead. Go
Diavolo.
ahead.
You know, so
Okay. Okay.
like that'd be kind of my I guess like take of like
All right. So where do you put the president?
I'd probably put him. Maybe on par with Poochie.
And you do you put Poochie over Kira?
No,
Okay then.
but I'd say on par with Poochie. Like just the conviction in what he wants to do, where it's like it's a terror. Like his benefit, what benefits him is at the detriment of everybody else. But it's kind of like the way he goes about it. Like, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like,
Okay. Now, for me to really like him, it's gonna come down to the voice actor that's gonna
yeah,
bring
we'll
him to
see.
life.
We'll see. Yeah,
Because you can't beat Dio's voice actor.
no,
That's
English or
like
Japanese.
that's Interview with a Vampire. You're not beating that level. That's what I took it as. Tom Cruise versus Brad Pitt.
Mm,
Interview with a Vampire.
mm.
Um, and for me, the reason why I like Kira so much is because he's played by one of my favorite voice actors, man. The voice of Weskers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's him. Yeah, it's gonna come down to who's playing who's voice acting.
Okay.
This character.
Yeah,
That's gonna be the.
yeah. I think he's a good villain. I love the name of his stand. D4C, Deadly Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
That's fire. That's from the West. That's hard.
Yeah, bro. He's a problem.
That's raw. Hold up. Let me look at his stand up. What's his D Deadly
D,
Deeds?
yeah, done dirt cheap. D4C.
Oh man, I'm liking this.
Yeah.
I'm liking this guy already, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, his stand look hard.
Oh, dirty deeds done dirt cheap. I'm sorry, not deadly deeds. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
His stand looking game. His stand got different modes.
Yeah.
Oh, he got one of those stands.
Yeah, but even his stands, again, without spoiling anything, his stands power up is like it's explained. It's not just one of those things that kind of just happens. Like I think that's one of the knocks with some of the earlier JoJo parts. Like certain things kind of just happen at some point where I'm like, pretty convenient, pretty convenient. You know, like what's his name? The little boy having weather reports stand disc in his head, right where Poochie's about. I'm like, pretty convenient. All right, Emporio, you got it, I guess. Like there's certain things like that where I feel like with this was like, all right, the way it was kind of like put in place, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I can't really argue that. And then even the Jonathan of this universe, like his stand is extremely broken. Extremely broken.
Really?
Yes. Because it evolves over time. Like the more he
DC Douglas. Ah, okay. I knew I was missing his name. Yeah, DC Douglas for Wesker.
yeah, it's to me, I'm like I'm glad I gave it a chance after all those years and then convinced you to give it a chance.
Oh boy, yeah, I was having it. I said, "Yo, what you got me watching, fam?" Like, I'm
Yeah.
watching it, but the thing, but Jotaro was cool. But like, once it was getting high, I said, "Yo, everybody keep talking about this Giorno dude with this Prince outfit. I'm not rocking with it." But
Mm-hmm. Ended up
turned
being
out to
raw.
be
Yeah.
turned out to. I mean, Stardust Two Shaders is because that to me that's like that was on the level of Yoni Kenshin as far as finale for the fight between the villain.
Mm.
Cell versus Gohan,
Mm-hmm.
Kenshin versus Shishio, Dio versus Jotaro. That was from man, like you could watch that alone and like felt like you accomplished watching the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And again, it's like the more you embrace the weird aspects of it, the more you're entertained, right? Where it's like Dio tries to get away, he pulls the sewer cover down. Somehow, for some reason, Jotaro's there. like okay.
and you love it, dog.
Yeah.
And you just love the over exaggeration of how did you do that? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I love it, dog. I love it.
Yeah.
And then they explain to you how they got there before you got there. I love it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
right before you even took a look, I already switched the.
Yeah.
My favorite episode: Tony Stark in the JoJo's Bizarre Adventures in Universe. What's his name? He got Darby.
Oh, the Darby brothers?
The Darby brothers. Favorite episode.
Really?
Scum bag. Yeah, I put the chocolate right underneath the cup so that, and I moved out the way just so the sun could hit it right on time.
Yeah.
That gave me I said, dog, you dirt bag. I was like, dog, the scummiest men exist in this anime.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like, dog, you trash bag. I'm like, man, I love it.
Yeah. I have like 3 favorite episodes. Mm-hmm. One of them during Stardust Crusaders was when they go to the Baba's hotel, pretty much, and Polnareff is trying to escape because he got his tongue pierced.
Yeah,
and he's just running through the house, getting chased by like the ghosts and zombies, and then bro, that was so funny. I like because it's like like you said, it all made sense. You're just like, this is just a series of unfortunate events happening back to back to back, and then because he can't talk because the whole like the wind whistling through his tongue.
Yeah. The Inyaba episode. That's a good. That's a
Yeah,
perfect. I love that one.
yeah.
Oh
The
man.
other one is the one, even though it's like, I guess, like filler in the sense that it doesn't move the plot. And Diamond is Unbreakable when they go to the chef's restaurant for a tasting. Bro, that episode is
You didn't know
so
you need it,
good.
right?
It's
You
so
didn't know you
good.
need it, kid.
I'm like, why is the stakes so high in this situation? I don't understand.
Oh man, let me get it. Let me see if I got another one. I think it's two. Mista and the Ice Guy.
I didn't like his powers, the ice guy.
Mhm.
I like that. I like the premise, but I didn't like his
Yeah.
powers. Like he ages everybody around him. It's like that's kind of like that's a little ridiculous.
The Mold Man was another one where it was high stake. Bro, that
Yeah,
man was
yeah,
a
yeah.
problem, dog. Like Enamon
You know
problems.
what? I take it back. I do like the ice guy a lot more.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the guy, the
No,
one
no,
where
no,
they're on
no,
the
not in the
train.
train. No, no, no. The ice guy.
Okay.
The ice
Yeah,
guy
the
that was
ice.
on
Yeah,
with the who
yeah,
couldn't control his temper.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That was like genius.
Because
You're
remember,
supposed
they're
to
in
be.
the train. They're using ice cubes to stay young. So I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about. Yeah.
yeah, no, no,
No, no, that was good. That was good.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great. And Misa just, I said, yo, this is it. My boy gone, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, the Hugo episode when they go into the mirror.
Oh yeah, Fugo.
Yeah, bro. I was like, yo, they're done. That season could have ended right there,
Mm-hmm.
and it don't matter that you could create life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you got, oh man, there's a lot of good ones in that episode, bro.
Golden Wind, not for nothing, has a lot of bangers, bro.
Yeah,
Like
Golden Wind does have a lot of
to
bangers, man.
me, one of my favorite episodes is with the couple, the two dudes,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
one has
yeah.
the one that has the shark that like,
Hmm.
bro, and he's like having the shark is like hiding in the soup and like grabs Jorno like by I'm like, this is peak writing.
Okay, okay. You know it's peak writing. I go on Xbox Live, right? I'm on Xbox Live, and the boy like, yo, man, you better workshop. Make sure you don't drink that. It could be a parked car in there. I'm like, what the heck are they talking about? I watched the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Watch a man slip some couple of ice cubes. That's cars, and guess what they do? They expand and
Yup.
you're so because that's so hard. I'm like, yo, if they do a movie on this is gonna put all. This is just gonna make a. This has got to be done by A24
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
production. That's the only production that are allowed to take place. That'll be their version of a superhero film.
It would need to be the directors from Everything Everywhere All at Once directing it.
Yeah,
Directing a
it
JoJo's
has.
Bizarre
Yeah,
Adventure
yeah, yeah.
movie.
No, has to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it, man. Stuff that you didn't know you needed, man. Of course, the notorious Dio versus Jotaro.
Or even
That
even Iggy versus the Hawk
Iggy versus the Hawk. Oh, the boat stand. That was another favorite one of mine.
from
That
part
ape,
four. Oh, the boat. The boat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The perverted gorilla with the.
bruh. I was like, yo, where is this going, kid? Then
Mhm.
the gorilla showed up with the magazines. I said, yo, homegirl. I said, this better not be Berserk, dog. This better not be Berserk, fam. Thank God for Jotaro to show. Hey, monkey,
Yeah.
you seem to be a little out of your comfort zone. I just love that, dog. And the wit of Jotaro, man.
Yeah.
And Kakyoin. I mean, of course, Kakyoin, that episode with Kakyoin finding out what Dio Stan does.
Mhm.
Oscar nominated.
Mhm.
That was like when TN was preventing Cell from
Mhm.
that's what that felt like, dog. You was just looking at TN like, bro, you got my respect if you don't do nothing else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
we
yeah,
could
yeah.
wrap. We could wrap
Yeah,
up.
we could
man.
wrap up. We could wrap up.